Hey everybody, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. I'm here to share with you guys my 3 projects for the Scrappin Rabbits Cute Critter Challenge. This month's theme is obviously Halloween, and the challenge is to make 3 projects, 1 card, 1 tag, and 1 anything goes. And in my case, I decided for my anything goes project to do 2 candy wrappers. And I'm going to share with you guys in this video how I did the tag and the candy wrappers. And in a follow-up video, I'm going to share with you guys the whole process of how I made my slimline scene card with the cute little puppies in Halloween costumes from the Fun Stampers Journey Costumed Cuties stamp set. All the rules for the challenge will be in the description box below. And it's super easy to play along. All you have to do is make some projects and share using the hashtag tinascutecritterchallenge. And then put in the comment section of Tina's video, which I'll link to below, your link to either your YouTube, your IG, or blog, wherever you post your projects. Please leave me a comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well as to Tina's channel, which is, again, the Scrappin Rabbit. 1 lucky winner will be chosen and announced on October 22nd. So here are my projects. So to make this bone-shaped tag, I used this waffle flower floss bobbins die set. I used the largest one here. And basically, it's a die on which you're supposed to loop laces or ribbons, that sort of thing, or even little strips of fabric. And you can tuck the end into this little slit here. And I'll show you how I covered that up in the tag that I made. But I thought when I first saw this die set years ago that it would be perfect to use for a tag the shape of kind of like a bone. It's not exact, but I love that. And I finally got a chance to use it. And I used one of the great papers from this Pets and Pumpkins DCWV stack. I used this kind of shiny, sparkly, metallic silver paper, foiled paper with bones and dots on it, and that's the background. And then for the grass on which the little puppy's sitting, I used this MFT Grassy Hillside set, and I just inked the edges. I'll show you that little process, but basically everything else came from the challenge collab package that Tina sent me. And she had cut out this trick or treat, assembled this cute little dog that's dressed up in kind of that Nightmare Before Christmas kind of way. And she also had given me the elements to put together this little jack-o'-lantern goodie bag. And I actually ended up cutting it and making it a little bit squattier so there would be a little space between the puppy's mouth and where the goodie bag with the bones is. I also added some glossy accents to get some shine on those bones. And I added a couple of the sparkly glittery bats that she included in my goodie box, my coffin goodie box. And then I used the black sheer ribbon as well as the funky orange and black fringed ribbon that she wrapped that coffin goodie box with. And that's really it. I'm going to attach here a little bit of the process just for the assembly for the base, which I think is the only tricky part. Then I popped up the jack-o'-lantern goodie bag and the little puppy with foam dots. And that's it. That's my tag. So for these 2 candy wrappers, I use the adorable papers from this DCWB Pets and Pumpkins stack. I used the skeletal little pets here in the reverse, which is this foiled spider web. And then I use that die cut assembled Hello Kitty. Now, just a little added touch was I doodled on this little fishbone on the outside of her goodie bag. And then I added gems from Tina's crafter potions jar, as well as some of the self-adhesive black gems because I wanted some of the smaller ones. For this little puppy, I used more of the papers. And as you can see, I kind of tried to coordinate the colors to go with the die cut, the Hello Kitty and the dachshund. So this one, I used the little critters that had kind of orange tones for the jack-o'-lantern goodie bags, as well as some of the kitties and bunnies. And then this little polka dot paper was just from my scrap box. And then again, I added the gems as well as some of the self-adhesive gems for the smaller pieces. And I popped up everything on foam adhesive so that it would have a little And then lastly, I made this cute little doggy trick-or-treating scene card. I made it in the slimline style because I think that that's really kind of trending right now. And I thought it would be a great way to make sure I had room for all 3 of the puppies from this Fun Stamper's Journey costumed cutie stamp set. I used all 3 of the dogs, and I repeatedly stamped this cute little jack-o'-lantern goodie bag filled with bones. Some of the other dies that I used the Diamond Dies Spooky House. That's this one for this background. I also used the Diamond Dies Spooky Tree, and I cut it in half to kind of frame out the scene. And then I used the MFT Grassy Hillside so that I could get some hilly foreground and background for the scene. Anyway, I'll share with you guys the whole process of making this card in a separate follow-up video. I don't want to make this video too long. So here's the Waffle Flower Floss Bobbin's largest die, and you can see there's a little slit cut there so that you can tuck in the end of the thread, but I'm going to cover that up by using a little scrap of green pattern paper with this MFT Grassy Hillside die, and I'm going to just cut off the edge of that green pattern paper, and now I'm going to ink the edges with kind of this peeled paint green color, which is a little duller than what I would normally use for grass, which I think most people would use mowed lawn, but I wanted to have kind of a more autumnal color tone. And here you can see me just outlining the backside here on that green pattern paper. The backside has this like funky dots pattern, but I'm just fussy cutting out the outline, and I'm cutting on the inside of the pen mark because this is going to be slightly larger, obviously, since I outlined the die cut. And now I'm going to ink the edges of the rest of this die cut piece so that the whole bottom part of this bone tag will have that distressed look. I'm just going to use some wet glue there and put that base or foreground on. As you can see, that green grassy base covers up that little slit in the actual die cut base. And this is the completed tag. I really love how this tag came out. I think it came together really well. For the candy wrappers, I'm using Lily's stevia sweetened chocolates because this is going to be for my hubby and we're on keto. And I'm just showing you how I'm wrapping that. And then I'm going to show you the Pretty Pink Posh die that I'm using to create the kind of topper for it. And I'm using this scrap paper from my scrap box. And I'm just going to show you the kind of curved arches that I want to have at the top. And I'm going to layer on a black base. And then I'm going to wrap that top of the candy bar. And as you saw previously, I didn't show it, but the candy wrap itself is wrapped on the front with that other pattern paper. And I'm just adding the foam adhesive dots or foam double-sided tape. And I'm taking off the release paper here so I can put on that little dachshund. And I had to glue back the ear layers. And I'm using that same scalloped edge die so that I can cut out the black and purple spiderweb paper for the Hello Kitty topped candy wrapper. And you just see me kind of assembling this together. It goes by really quickly. And again, I'm putting foam adhesive behind the Hello Kitty so that she gets a little bit of dimension. I just want to make sure that I'm cutting the pieces so that the image is fully supported. I'm not doing the top of the witch's hat here because that's going to come off the top edge of the candy wrapper topper. And then those are the gems that I'm using. I'm just using some wet glue and I'm putting some big and medium size orange gems as well as a little black gem. And I'm going to do the same for the Hello Kitty. I'm adding a couple of gems, a black one and a clear one. And off camera, I think I put on the other 2 little self-adhesive gems on both of the candy wrappers. Thanks for joining me today. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope you guys will be able to play along with the challenge. It's super fun, really easy. You have nothing to mail in. And I think the prize package that Tina put together is fabulous. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful crafty day.